Peace, what's up everybody? It's the boy Jay every day. And the title for this discussion is The Lemonade Mindfuck by Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm calling this The Lemonade Mindfuck by Jay-Z and Beyonce because the whole narrative that Beyonce and Jay-Z were trying to put forth, that Jay-Z cheated on her and her album Lemonade was a result of that infidelity, I think is complete bullshit. I want everybody to understand something. Beyonce and Jay-Z are a corporation. Most people may not look at them that way, but they have various businesses, various interests that all coincides with them remaining on top of that mountain, that pop celebrity mountain. Once you get to a certain point, however, whether it's based on your longevity, both of them been in the music business for longer than 15 years, once you've reached a certain amount of money, it's hard to maintain that hunger and that drive for success. Because now you have creature comforts. Now you have options. You have the ability to do whatever you want with the amount of money that these two people see, especially as they have put it together. So let me get into why I think the Lemonade and the 444 albums and this whole narrative that they created is a complete mindfuck. First things first. Both Jay-Z and Beyonce are very, very intelligent people. A lot of things that you've been told and things that you've led to believe about the two of them are falsehoods and fake narratives that they've wanted to peddle. While there may have been a case of infidelity in their relationship, it probably happened at the beginning of their relationship, if it happened at all. But I definitely don't think it happened while they were married, and I definitely don't think it happened while they both were at the top of their respective fields. With that being said, let me say this about Beyonce. Beyonce has been a star basically since she was 15 or 16 years old. First starting with Destiny's Child, then she became an even bigger star once she left Destiny's Child and decided to go on a solo, on her solo mission to be a solo artist or whatever. So for 15 years, she's been putting out quality music. But every album has had to top the last album. And what Beyonce realized, or the corporation that is Beyonce realized, is no one can stay on top that long. No female artist has been able to do it. It's not a thing of male or female. No artist has been able to do it. Not Whitney Houston, not Michael Jackson, not Prince, not Mariah Carey, not Janet Jackson. No artist can maintain great content after great content after great content after great content. So the first thing she did was, let me scoop up all the writing talent that I can. All of the writing talent that she scooped up, I'm pretty sure she had them sign non-disclosure agreements. I'm pretty sure they were exclusive clauses. so that those writers don't do anything but work for Beyonce. They probably have to sign all the rights to the music away, and Beyonce is credited with being the creator of everything that she puts out musically. But on top of doing that, these people are probably paid very well. So, with that being said, even those writers, even Beyonce, her music gets stale. Her music, it becomes like everything else. Because remember, before Lemonade, I think it was, what was the name of that album? I can't think of that album off the top of my head. But whatever that album was, there were hits on it, but it didn't have the cultural effect. It didn't pop the way her previous albums did. So Beyonce and the record company recognized this by the metrics as soon as the album started selling. So yeah, it may have sold 3 or 4 million copies, but in today's time, 3 or 4 million copies, that's not a big achievement, because Taylor Swift can do it, and so can Adele. And while nobody music has any staying power, Beyonce wants that all-time throne achievement. Beyonce wants to be considered the GOAT, greatest of all time. So once she saw the metrics for her last album, she still toured off of it. She still made a boatload of money off the album. And I believe her and Jay-Z did the joint tour together to maximize their profit potential. And she already then started having brainstorming sessions for the next album. And somebody said, why don't we create a narrative about cheating, and the whole album revolves around cheating? And you can make it about the discovery, your breakdown from dealing with that, you questioning whether or not you want to get back together with them. And every song will deal with a certain emotion you had with being cheated on. So by her doing that, okay, now I got the narrative for what the album is going to be. Now all I have to do is craft the songs. Once the songs are crafted, then I can create the visual narrative to go with the albums, to go with the songs on an album. So this whole Lemonade thing, it took them probably 3 to 4 years to put it all together. Now, what they had to do and how they had to bring Jay-Z aboard was, you're about to be the whipping boy for her next album. The last album ain't do that good. Adele sold more records than her. Taylor Swift sold just as many albums as she did. And we're not going to even talk about Rihanna, because Rihanna is coming for the throne. Because Rihanna is like God out here to a certain amount of girls. And those girls are starting to split off. We can't keep all of them, but we have to keep enough of them from Rihanna that we can't capitulate the throne to Rihanna just yet. With this being his wife and half of his business belonging to her and them being partners in everything, in marriage and in business and in life, Jay-Z was like, cool, I'll be the whipping boy, I'll take all the heat that comes with it, I'll do everything it takes so this becomes a success. So Jay-Z stayed quiet, Jay-Z didn't dispute anything, Jay-Z didn't really have anything to do, and he just disappeared while Beyonce first created the narrative, put out the videos, put out the music, and she launched it. They basically ate off a Beyonce album for about a year, almost a year and a half. I think she got some Grammy nominations. You know, she did her little award circuit. And the next step was, okay, Jay-Z, it's time for you to come with the response. So not only do you come with the album, then you come with the visual, then we have to shake up how you do everything. We don't want your album to really have a lot of hits and a lot of boom bap on it. We need it to be a reflective album. We need it to be an elder statesman album. Jay-Z recognized this because he knew that his music wasn't resonating with the youth. But if I can make a critically acclaimed album, that keeps people talking. That keeps my name on everyone's lips. So Jay-Z being Jay-Z, let me hook up with one producer and we do the whole album together. I create the narrative, I drop the album, then I do the apology tour. Then I do the apology interviews. And then I'm on bended knee saying how bad of a husband I was and how I was jeopardizing my family based on my infidelity. And we'll rock with that for the next year. Once that's done, then we do the joint tour. Everybody sees that we're as strong as we ever been, and we continue to eat and live off of it. This is the mindfuck at work. See, movies and television are mindfucks to a certain degree because the medium in which it's delivered. With music, it's a lot harder to do that because with music, if you don't have any soul in the music, you can't fake that. So the musicians, the people making the beats, everything has to be on point. You have to sell a narrative with your whole album when you're stars of the magnitude of Jay-Z and Beyonce. I really and truly believe it's a mind fuck because I don't think that he cheated on Beyonce. Or if he did, it wasn't in these 10 or 11 years that they were married together, if it happened at all. This was plain and simple, just the most convenient way for them to maintain their level of stardom, because see, all of their businesses are derived from they're basically royalty in the black community. You have the two biggest stars in two of the biggest genres of music, and they're both still at the top. But see, the reign can only last for so long. You can only hold off the people that's coming for your throne for so long. Jay-Z has three main competitors that's coming for his throne: Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. And all three of those gentlemen continue to put out quality music, and they're challenging him for supremacy. Everybody wants to say that Drake is the top, but Drake hasn't really crafted that album to where everybody says, hands down, yeah, that's the best album that we've heard so far this year. And plus, he's had a few hiccups along the way, just based on the music that he's delivered. J. Cole is coming, and Kendrick has been consistent with the music that he's been putting out. But there's always been a slight something missing, that last step that really solidifies that next person as, okay, now I'm the king. And Beyonce is even in a more difficult fight because she's trying to fend off Rihanna. Because Rihanna is in such a space right now musically that she's putting out quality music while not having the life lessons that Beyonce has. So when Rihanna starts having kids or gets married or is in long-term relationships, I can generally say her music may be even better than what it is now. And it's not by coincidence that Beyonce made Lemonade, and after that her whole Lemonade wave died down. You're telling me it's just a fucking coincidence that Rihanna puts out Lemon? And she wasn't singing, she was rapping on it. That is a severe shot across the bow for Beyonce. And what Beyonce knows, and what her record company knows, and what Jay-Z knows, and when they look at those numbers, those metrics, those analytics, Rihanna is God out here to girls 16 to probably 28. Whatever product she puts out, whatever music she puts out, they eat it up. No matter what it is, if Rihanna has slapped her name on it or she's affiliated with it, they're rolling with it. So Beyonce is fighting a war on that front. Now her and Jay-Z are doing this world tour, and then they're going to be quiet for a while. Because whatever the next idea that the both of them have, they can't use the "you're cheating heart" thing anymore. She's going to have to go to the well again. And she may not have anything left. Or it may not be received as much as the last thing is. Because like I said, now you have money, now you got kids, now you got even more money. Those creative juices, they don't keep, you can only go to that well so many times. It's why Mariah Carey doesn't release new music. It's why J-Lo has continued trying to drop music and dress sexy and twerk and do songs with this person and this person. You got too much money. You have your hand in so many pots, you can't devote all your time and energy to one thing. That's why J-Lo fell off so hard and so fast. And Mariah Carey just fell off just because people want more for their money. You can't just stand there and sing anymore. And Beyonce has another problem because Rihanna said that she's coming with an all reggae album. If that shit is fire, Beyonce has a serious problem on her hands. It's just a matter of who's going to drop first. Is Rihanna going to drop, or is Beyonce going to drop? See, Beyonce just did this Lemonade album. It's only been a year and a half, almost 2 years since it was out. She may not be ready to go back to the well and drop something yet. But you got to remember, Rihanna, I think it's been 3 years since Anti been out. So Rihanna is ready to drop again. So with that being said, that is my take on the Lemonade Mindfuck. That's it. I'm gone.